right, guys, I'm going to give you some minting tips and tricks, and also just discuss minting from contract. So just to clarify, when I'm talking about minting, basically when a new project launches, a brand new project that isn't yet on OpenSea, there's a process called minting. What that basically is you will be the first person to own that particular NFT. So let's say that the collection has got 10,000 NFTs in it, and you minting that contract, and you're the first person, you would get number one of 10,000 of that NFT. You're buying it directly from the minting contract. It then, once that transaction goes through, that NFT then appears on OpenSea. If it's an Ethereum transaction, and once it's on OpenSea, then it can be traded, bought and sold on the secondary market. That's not considered minting, that's buying an NFT. So there's a difference between the two. So we're specifically talking about minting, and then tomorrow we're going to talk about buying secondary market on OpenSea. So you need to know with very hyped projects, and the reason I've got Adidas up here is because it was one of the most hyped projects that we've had recently. With very, very hyped projects, it may not be financially viable to mint unless you're on the whitelist, in which case you've got a 12-hour, 24-hour window where only a few people or a few hundred people, a few thousand people can mint. That means that there isn't that demand. But once it opens to the public, if it's a very hyped project, very hyped, like Adidas was, and like maybe one or two of the ones we spoke about yesterday would be, sometimes gas can cost as much as the NFT.
Or more.
Or more. So with Adidas, I actually went onto the transaction here, and I found the very first one that went through. And if you look here, we're looking for a success, a purchase. All of these are purchases. All of these are purchases, and this guy didn't go through because of the red exclamation mark. So the first guy to go through is this one here, and he paid for a 0.4 ETH NFT. He paid 0.35 ETH in gas, wow, which is the same value of the NFT. Now, that's a bigger wow than you think, Morland, because Adidas was done on the ERC-155 blockchain, which is known to be much lower gas than the usual tokens. And the thing with Adidas is that it's actually one NFT that you have 30,000 owners of. There aren't 30,000 different NFTs. So when you go onto OpenSea here and you find the original Adidas account, again, we'll get into how to verify things tomorrow, but this tick over here means that it's been verified as OpenSea as the original account. Whereas, just to show you quickly, if you do Adidas spelled wrong, which is easy to spell wrong, and you click on either of these two, these are people pretending to be Adidas, trying to get your money. It hasn't worked, but we'll look at tomorrow exactly how to avoid these, but there's no blue tick. There's no blue tick over there. So we know this is the real one because it's the original Adidas account. And then if you want to find a contract, the minting contract, the original minting contract, there's two ways to do it. The best way is actually just to get it off their website, either Adidas's website or their Discord under official links, because then you know it's official. Or another way you can know it's official is if you find the official collection and you're sure it is. Again, here we can see there's 21,000 owners. Some people might have two. There's a total of 30,000 NFTs. The price definitely looks correct, and the volume traded 15,000 Ethereum. It looks correct for sure. So I know this is the official Adidas account. I click on the NFT. It takes me here. And you look, you've got description, properties, about the collection, and details. If you click on details, and then here where you see contract address, and every single one will have a contract address, you just click here, and that takes you to the contract. I just want to show you something before I click, is that you can see here it's the ERC-1155 token, just out of interest. So if we come here, this is the minting contract of Adidas. Now, obviously, they've minted out, so you can't purchase. If you go to contract here, which also shows it's verified, but you can get a very basic contract verified easily, and that doesn't mean much. You can usually connect your wallet over here and write to it. You say write. Okay. So let's just pretend that we could still mint from Adidas. So what you would do is you'd go into the contract by finding it over here, unless you have it from the original sources. Once you're in the contract, you're going to find the tab that says write contract. You're then going to connect your wallet. So I'm going to do with MetaMask. So now my wallet is connected to the site. Sometimes you need to just refresh it once to get it green instead of red. Okay, it's still not showing green, maybe because it's been minted out. But then what you'd look for here is you'd look for something here. It's called purchase. You'd look for it. It's sometimes called purchase. It's sometimes called mint. It's sometimes called buy. It's sometimes called, if there's a pre-sale, it could be pre-sale mint and then normal mint. But you'd find that purchase or mint or buy. You'd put in, you have to know the price of the collection in order to mint from contract. So you'd put in 0.4, which was the price of Adidas. And then you would put in the amount you want to purchase. And again, over here, it's important to know how many you allow to mint because they usually limit the amount of transactions. With Adidas, it was 2. So I would put in 2. Then what I need to do, and I would do this beforehand. Let's say that the project was minting at 10 p.m. I would do this about 9:45. I would find the contract. I'd put my values in there. And then what you want to do is you want to go back to the main, in a different tab, to the main contract. And you're going to just sit on this transaction page until you see a message here that says sale live or purchase allowed or something, because that's basically when Adidas devs push the button that people can mint. And the benefit of minting from contract is in order for them to update their website to allow for the mint once they approve it here, there's a delay of a few minutes, maybe 1 minute, 2 minutes. Whereas as soon as you see this message, and I would just refresh it, the best thing is just Control F5, and I would continually refresh it when it gets around that time of 10 p.m. until I see their sales open, and then I go straight to here, I click right, and that's going to open up the gas window. So then that is how you mint from contract. That's the best way to do it. Now, when it comes to gas wars, I've got another contract over here that hasn't been minted out that I'm not going to actually purchase, but I'll just show you how to purchase from it. So I'm going to say, okay, you can see here in green, I'm connected. So this is open. I'm looking for that purchase or buy. So here, mint for self. Amount payable in Ether. This is actually a free collection. I'm going to say 0. And I can have up to 10, but I'm not actually going to go through with the transaction. But let's just say I do 1. Then I'm going to say right, because it's already open. And you'll see it's going to open up my MetaMask here. And it's going to give me a gas estimate. Now, straight away, this is relatively high at the moment. And again, if we check out the current gas, it is a bit high. But remember, if you're minting for an Adidas where there's going to be gas wars, you actually want to set your gas higher in anticipation for the surge that's going to come. Yes, minting from contract will mean you're one of the earlier ones, but there's thousands of people minting from contract. So what I would do here is I'd go to this website called blocknative.com. It's a good free gas estimator. When you get there, you have to say just try for free. And then you'll see here, it gives you 5 scenarios on gas. But the thing is that it won't know that Adidas is about to drop in 10 minutes at 10 p.m. So I would look at the highest fee here, 2.1 priority fee, and the 261 max fee. And for a drop like Adidas, I would probably multiply that by 5 because, it won't definitely charge you that, but that's the max fee that you're allowing it to charge you. Now, why would I do that? Because I would say, okay, I'm paying 0.4 ETH for this. I expect it to go to 1 ETH. I wouldn't mind paying up to about 0.25, which is a lot of ETH, if I absolutely have to as the maximum. So then I'd go back to my page here, which I would have done all before, and I'll say edit gas. And it gives me a message. I'm going to say edit. Here, don't touch the gas limit.
We're not seeing that, Philip. We're not seeing.
You're not seeing the MetaMask.
No, because it's an add-on. We don't see it.
You know what I'll do? Let me come back to the stream. Okay. And then I'll just stop sharing my screen and I'll share it back with the MetaMask. Okay.
For sure.
Let's do it. So back here, I'll give it all access quickly because it is quite important and I want you to see it. So I'm just going to say you can see my whole screen. Share. And then when we come back in here, you can see it now, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, great. So I'm actually going to close this and I'm going to start from when I clicked approve again, just so that you can see it. So I say right. It opens my MetaMask over here, and it gives me the fee. I'm going to go to edit because I'm anticipating that I'm going to want to pay more gas than what is currently the gas price. I say edit suggested, and you'll see here you've got three things. You've got the gas limit, the max priority fee, and the max fee. So gas limit, do not touch. Okay, that's the bottom line. Just don't touch gas limit. Okay, max priority fee, I'm going to go back to my block native here. I'm going to take the fee here, and for Adidas, I would make it 10. So I would go back here, I would make it 10 for priority fee. And max fee, it says 298, so I would also times that by 5, and I'd make it 1,500. Now, again, I know this seems high, but this is a drop that you know is going to do well, and this is the max fee. You won't be charged it unless it gets there. Then you say save, and again, do your calculation. Find out if you're happy to pay 0. Well, this will change. Whatever we said for a drop that's going to be so high. Then you would say confirm, which I'm not going to do, and then you would be able to get your NFT. The other way to do it is just to confirm the transaction on the standard fee, and then once it's confirmed and it will say processing over here it will say processing, then you can click on it and you can edit the fee over here if you wanted to. So those are the two ways to set up for a very hyped mint. Number one, you're going to mint from contract. Now you're going to find the contract, the correct contract. You're going to find the right tab, find the purchase. You're going to have two windows open, one with the correct mint price and the quantity in there, and a second one showing the transaction page of that contract, constantly refreshing, waiting to see as soon as it drops. And once it drops, you're going to click the right fee. Then if it's not going through quick enough, when it's in your MetaMask, you're going to edit the gas fee, and you're going to already have this window open and know what to do as the max fee to get yours to go through before anyone else's.
Yeah, this was great because personally, I haven't minted from contract. I've only ever minted straight from the project's website, and I've been burned a few times where I've missed out, where gas has just been ridiculous, and I didn't have the ETH, so I didn't bother minting. So definitely a really great tool to have when you're looking at these type
idea is that
projects.
your transaction goes in before anyone else, but remember that if someone else mints from contract and has set their fee to higher than yours, even if they mint a little bit after you, their transaction will go through first. So you're almost trying to anticipate the demand and work out what you're prepared to pay in gas as a worst case scenario for that. But I mean, just to give you an idea, Morland, the Adidas drop had 13,000 transactions in the first 1.5 minutes. And that's why gas went so mad. But if that was a normal ERC 20 token, then you would have seen that 2-3 times the amount. You would have been paying, if you allowed it, up to 1 ETH in gas, which I don't think anyone would be willing to do anyway.
No, that's crazy.
Yeah, so that's interesting. And then again, the website that we said there was gasnative.com, a good website.